Hi, I'm Amaze and this is the second How to Prepare for Overwatch Beta video. Unless you're a cave-dwelling potato, you probably already know that Overwatch is an FPS style game. This video goes into a few tips that have been compiled by the greater competitive FPS community. These tips apply to other games as well as Overwatch. I'm going to make this a short guide, so I'm not going to go into great detail as to why you should do these things. You're just going to have to take my word for it. Number 1. Hardware. If you can, buy a 120Hz to 144Hz monitor. 120Hz minimum is absolutely needed for the best possible first-person shooter experience. This is something I strongly suggest if you want a competitive edge. My first experience with this was on Xbox with Call of Duty. This was when I first upgraded from a 100Hz monitor to a 120Hz monitor. My kill-death ratio increased significantly after the swap. Next, let's talk mice. Is your mouse optical? No? Then get rid of it. Optical mice boast a much more enjoyable aiming experience. Optical mice are also known to track more consistently. Is it wireless? Yes? Then get rid of it. This will never respond as well as a wired mouse. Never. A couple of recommendations here. Personally, I use a Razer Death Adder, but alternately you could try a SteelSeries rival. Now let's talk about mouse pads. There's nothing worse than shooting air when you're supposed to be shooting ahead, just because your mouse got caught on your desk. I strongly recommend you pick up a mouse pad. Personally, I use a Razer Goliath Extended Edition. Alright, now we've got the hardware. Let's talk about mouse settings. Firstly, let's make sure our mouse is plugged directly into our motherboard. Some people also suggest avoiding the USB 3 points, but I think this is unnecessary. Now let's change our Windows mouse settings. Here is an image of the best suggested Windows mouse settings. To change these, head to Control Panel, Mouse, Pointer Options. Notch the mouse speed to 6 of the 11 available. While you're here, it's also suggested that you disable Enhanced Pointer Precision. Now this one is kinda preferential. Set your mouse at 800 to 1600 DPI. Personally, mine is set at 1600 DPI. While you're doing this, make sure you increase your polling rate as high as possible. 500 to 1000 Hz is recommended. Personally, I use 1000 Hz. Alright, now we've covered all that, let's look at our graphics settings. It's highly recommended that you disable VSync. Only Nvidia graphics cards allow you to disable VSync, and I'll post a link in the description on how to do this. It's also important that we ensure that we maintain a high frame rate. If you have a 120Hz monitor, you want your frame rate to match this at 120 FPS. Lower your graphics settings in-game until you can get to an FPS that matches your monitor refresh rate. There's a great write-up on all this information and more over on the Overwatch subreddit, which I'll post a link for in the description. If you like this video, kindly give it a good old-fashioned thumbs up, and if you want to see more Overwatch content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you've got any helpful suggestions for others, drop them in the comments section below. Thanks for watching.